Battling On was established to support members of the armed forces who were struggling to re-engage with civilian life. The main aim behind the project was to provide wraparound care and support, but as we've grown as an organisation, we now find ourselves in a situation where we are able to utilise the skills of veterans to support the less able and the more vulnerable within our communities. This includes being mentors for young people who've lost their way, supporting adults with mental health difficulties, and working with people with learning difficulties and disabilities. We also support individuals with life-limiting illnesses and terminal illnesses.
Started coming to Battling On back in November 2019. So at the time, finding difficulty going out of the house, meeting people, just sort of going out, doing shopping, that sort of thing. It was all awkward, difficult for me to get out and do things. Started coming here, met a couple of people, started like just myself and a couple of other people, and they were just sort of starting to get like military group together. So as people started coming, making friends, getting to know people, and it's people that sort of understand what we've all been through. So even situations have all been different, they're closer to what we've been through and the other people have been through than people in Civvy Street. Now currently employed by Battling On as the groundskeeper, site support, so a little bit of everything, feeding the animals and ferrying everything to and fro.
The thrust of Battling On's main work is to ensure that we provide structured support and we offer an alternative to the provision that's offered by mainstream charities. We fill gaps. So for instance, we will offer housing support, we will signpost over to substance abuse support, but we provide the conduit through which everything flows, and we will hold veterans' hands every step of the way.
Yeah, I was a student first, then I went as a volunteer, and then they wanted to employ me. And I think if I hadn't been here, I don't think I would have took the job, because they helped me come out. Because as I said before, they've said I've changed, which I suppose they're right. Well, as I said before, it's going to be 4 days a week down the construction site with 15 to 17-year-olds, teach them to bricklay and give them life skills. And on Thursdays, we have the veterans, which we just help them out, try and bring them out of their shell. And hopefully some of them might be employed here as well. A lot of us have been through the same experience. And because I think sometimes it's funny to say, like with civilians, they don't like talking to civilians because they don't understand the language we talk. Because I think you've seen it, the banter, I'll call it. And yeah, they're enjoying it. And hopefully we've got more projects through the pipeline, which I can't talk about because Nicky's in charge.
As a result of the COVID lockdown, we have found ourselves in a situation where mental health has become the single most driving factor in our work at the moment. We are at crisis point. Within West Devon, Plymouth and East Cornwall, there are no face-to-face services left open. We are in a situation where veterans are required to make a phone call and engage in support via either Zoom or through a telephone conversation. This just doesn't work for many of the veterans in crisis. Over the last 5 weeks, we've been in a situation where we've had as many suicide attempts, self-harming, family collapses, increase in drug and alcohol uptake, and the situation is only getting worse.
Tell me about it. It's a Tiger tank, basically. Tiger 1.
Yeah.
And you can buy it as a basic frame with no insides to it at all, but I've decided to make it a look a bit more authentic.
One of the main features of the lockdown has been the sense of isolation and the complete lack of ability to have that face-to-face contact that is so important. Veterans are particularly stubborn when it comes to seeking help, feeling that they are a failure or they see it as a sign of weakness. This is not the case. And one of the main features of our work is to try and get that message out. At the moment, Battling On is desperate to support veterans, and we need people to pick up the phone and contact us before they get to rock bottom, and rehabilitation and support takes that so much longer to get them back on their feet.
I first came here 9 years ago, and having gone through the programme, I can see the changes not just in myself, but 9 years later now, I can see many of the changes and the progress in the new veterans themselves. One of the things that I would say, and one of the things that this programme taught me, was about resilience and the fact that when we join up in the forces, we're told to be the man. It's about when you come here, it's about taking that down and actually looking at yourself from inwards and actually saying, yeah, I want to progress. I want to actually make a difference in my life. And it's actually being able to say to yourself, I can actually lose that, and feel safe to cry, feel safe to feel the emotions inside you, because that's the healing process for you. It can be a long journey for many of us, and it is as well. But here, amongst the wonderful grounds of Maryhew, it's a healing place, and that's exactly what it's for. It's all about helping and supporting, and I'm quite proud of the fact of being a part of that.
Right now we need a guiding light to help veterans find their voice and make them realise that it is not a crime to seek help. We need them to realise that real men need help, real men will ask for help, and that we as an organisation can provide that.